on the market, which is the Airborne Life or ionic nano-copper technology, or the INCu2+, right? But as usual, before we dive deeper into our product, right, before we know more about our product, I want to talk a little bit about the current situation that we're living in, right? The reality that we're living in. So ladies and gentlemen, it goes without saying that currently we are transitioning from a pandemic to an endemic, right? An endemic. So what does that actually mean, right? It means that we must now learn on how to adapt and to live together with the coronavirus. Most experts has already agreed that eradicating the coronavirus is now almost certainly out of the question, right? Even with sky-high vaccination rates, right, in which actually globally we are really a far way off. Okay, it's unlikely we'll be able to halt the SARS-CoV-2 or coronavirus transmission entirely. But even in the absence of herd immunity, vaccines considerably reduce severe diseases, meaning fewer people will be hospitalized and fewer still will die. So over time, COVID-19, like any other infectious diseases, such as the flu, such as dengue, such as chickenpox, right, will become an endemic, a permanent, albeit a more manageable part of our lives. So exactly how many people have been diagnosed with the coronavirus? If we take a look globally, the cumulative cases that has been recorded has already far exceeds 200 million people. Now, even in Malaysia, we have already far surpassed the 2 million threshold, 2.4 million to be exact. Now, to put this into a perspective, it is as if 1 in every 16 people in Malaysia has already been diagnosed or infected with the coronavirus, just to show how close we are to the virus itself, right? Suddenly, it is as if people are no longer scared of the virus, right? Ladies and gentlemen, if you remember back then, during the beginning of our pandemic, right, the moment we reached double digit in our country, the government has already initiated total lockdown. Okay, now even though the new cases are in the thousands, it is as if people are used to seeing it. It is as if people could no longer afford to care about the virus. But ladies and gentlemen, I am here to tell you what we are doing today is wrong. Right? Because we still need to be careful. We still need to pay attention because we are still in the midst of fighting this deadly virus. Okay? If not, the number of death toll will only be increasing from here on out. Now, if we take a look at this statistic, okay, we can already conclude that the number of death toll will only get as alarming as time goes by. Right? We have already seen the loss of 28,000 Malaysian citizens due to the coronavirus. How many more lives should be taken? How many more lives needed to be sacrificed before we could finally say that this is all over? So it really does beg the question, right? We have already taken our vaccines. We have already followed every single standard operation procedure given by the government. Right? We have tried every different kinds of disinfectants there is. But why are there still so many people infected with coronaviruses? Right? Well, if you ask me, in my opinion, part of it is because most disinfectants out there are currently available on the market could only do so much. Right? With the extreme number of cases per day, with so many mutations of the variants that we heard, like for example, the alpha variant, beta, delta, right? It is only logical to say that the current disinfectants that we have in the market are slowly becoming outdated, right? This is because most disinfectants can only disinfect surfaces or any form of liquid. We must now need to look for a disinfectant that could also help us kill the virus in the air. Right? But before we could look for the solution, we must first identify the problem. As the saying goes, okay, you scratch where you itch. So you need to know where exactly is the problem, where exactly does it itch, right? So let's take a closer look at the enemy that we are fighting right now, all right? So the enemy that we're fighting here, ladies and gentlemen, is called the severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2, or for short, the SARS-CoV-2. Now, in reality, the average size of the coronavirus itself is only around 125 nanometer, a size that could not even be seen through our naked eye, right? Now, let's take a look for a comparison. Okay, the diameter of a single strand of our hair, of the human hair, is only around 50 to 70 micron, right? In another comparison, the size of a dust particle is only at 10 micron. However, the coronavirus is actually 10,000 times smaller than the dust particle itself, right? So the nanometer size of the coronavirus has created another problem for us, right? Together with its sheer size, a really, really small size, and the mutations that the Mother Nature has granted the virus has now become airborne. Coronavirus has now already become airborne, right? For example, in Australia, evidence shows that two men that were in the same room but never come in contact with each other has been diagnosed with the coronavirus, right? Giving us proof that the virus is now indeed can be transmitted via airborne. Now, if we come back to Malaysia, even our Health Director General, Dato Dr. Nur Hisham, has already announced that he has already made a public announcement saying that the coronavirus is now airborne. As you can read, Putrajaya, with the new COVID-19 variants, including the Delta variants, infections can spread very quickly in just 15 seconds via airborne, right? So it is clear now that the biggest problem that we are facing is that the virus is now airborne, ladies and gentlemen. We must now look for a solution, right? We must now look for a cure, look for a product that could help us combat and kill the viruses in the air. And in turn, that could help us block the spread of the virus even more. Which is why, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to the Airborne Life Ionic nano-copper technology, or the INCu2+, right? Ionic nano-copper. But why copper, you might ask? Right? Well, the answer is really fairly clear. Right? After several research that we have done, that we have conducted, right, we have found that copper can actually inhibit viruses and other bacteria, including influenza A, coronaviruses, SARS virus, MERS virus, and H1N1 by destroying the protective layer of the organism and interfering with the internal mechanism of the virus or bacteria. Right? Furthermore, in fact, 4,500 years ago, ancient Egyptian doctors already knew that copper are resistant to its infection and used copper containers to keep water clean. And this has been proved, has been recorded in the Smith paper, right? And after another study found out that SARS-CoV-2, the coronavirus, was inactivated within just 1 minute on the copper surface. It will only need 60 seconds to deactivate the coronavirus itself, right? Then, furthermore, if we take a look, at developed country overseas, European countries, right, they have already been pushing out a product that is based on copper and has been using this kind of products in their hospital. This is because to help them prevent the spread of the coronavirus and at the same time help them combat the pandemic, curb the pandemic of the coronavirus itself. Right, which is why, again, I am recommending the use of Airborne Life Ionic nano-copper technology, or the INCu2+. This is because our product is actually made out of the natural mineral, which is copper, and the copper has already been extracted from Canada, meaning, ladies and gentlemen, and since the sole element of our product is made out of copper, the Ionic nano-copper technology effectiveness is actually out of this world. Right? Again, I'm saying to you, because our product is made out of copper, and we already know that copper can already help us kill and inhibit viruses and bacteria. Hence, our product is actually really, really, really good. Okay, now let's take a look at why I'm really confident in saying that. All right. Okay, now let's take a look at the test report that we have already gained from both University Malaysia Sarawak Institute of Health and Community Medicine and also Beijing University of Technology. Okay, now let's take a look at at the red box that I've highlighted for you guys. Okay, basically the way that they done this report is actually by taking two different test tubes. Now I'm referring to the test reports gained by University Malaysia Sarawak. Right, the way that they conducted this experiment is by taking two different test tubes. Test tube A, they will only fill it with the virus. Meanwhile, test tube B, they would fill it with the virus and also a little bit, just a little bit of our product, the INCu2+. And both test tubes were left alone for only a matter of 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. After 5 minutes, they recheck both of the test tube. Test tube A, which only contains the virus, indicates that the virus are still spreading, still pretty much alive, still fairly dangerous. All right. Meanwhile, the test tube B, which has the virus and a little bit our product, the NCu2+, indicates that there are no longer viruses or bacteria alive on the test tube, right? Showing that our product effectiveness is really, really, really quick. Okay, and if you take a look at the Beijing Institute of Technology on the red box that I've highlighted, it actually indicates on how long that our product could actually last. Now, remember that I've told you our product is made out of copper, which means that copper is actually a metal, a non-living thing. This means that the copper itself can actually outlast the virus and the bacteria itself, meaning that the longer you use our product, the more protection layer it's going to give you, hence the longer the effectiveness will last, ladies and gentlemen. That is what the test reports indicates. All right. Okay. And then I'm really, really proud to say that the INCu2+, our product right here, the Airborne Life ionic nano-copper technology right here, is really, really, really safe to use. Why? Because, right, we have already gained the recognition, the certifications needed by the NSF International. We gained the trust from NSF International. Now, NSF stands for the National Sanitation Foundation, right? They are the organizations that will check whether most disinfectants are safe to use by the market, by the people or not. And again, I would like to remind you, our product has already gained the recognition, the certifications by them, by NSF International itself, a certified food grade disinfectant. Meaning, ladies and gentlemen, even if we accidentally inhale it, even if we accidentally consume it by drinking it or eating it, it will not cause any problem or harm to our body, right? Furthermore, we have also gained the certification and registration from the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, right? They have also scientifically validated and tested our product, that ensuring that our product is really, really safe to use by both humans and also the environment, right? We have gained both, again, as I've told you, right? We have gained both certifications and recognition from NSF and also EPA, right? Now, the INCu2+ ionic nano-copper technology is also really, really unique. Because why? Because right now, currently, it is the only exclusive patented technology, right? The world's only ionic nano-copper with airborne technology. Meaning right now, ladies and gentlemen, as of this moment, currently I'm speaking right now, we are the only one that has this kind of disinfectants with the airborne technology. Meaning every other disinfectants doesn't really have this kind of technology just yet. Right? We are the world's only ionic nano-copper with airborne technology. That is why we are really, really, really unique. Right? Now, let's take a closer look together at how our product, the Airborne Life INCu2+, can actually help us kill the virus itself. Okay? Right. Now, if you can remember, I've told you that the coronavirus diameter itself is only around 125 nanometer, a size that could not even be seen by our naked eye. However, right, our friend right here, our product right here, the INCu2+, is actually about 25 times smaller than the coronavirus itself, at only 5 nanometer, ladies and gentlemen. So the sheer difference in size is what grants our product, is what gives our product, the INCu2+, the capability, right, to inhibit the virus and bacteria efficiently up to 99.99% in just a matter of 60 seconds, in just a matter of 1 minute, ladies and gentlemen, because of the sheer size of the nano-copper itself, right? Just as how the coronavirus can actually enter our body through the immune system because of its size, it's the same way that our product, the INCu2+, can actually enter and penetrates the coronavirus itself, because it is actually 25 times smaller than the coronavirus itself. All right. Right. So moving on, we take a closer look at how the INCu2+ can actually inhibit the viruses. Okay. So the principle is that when a microbial pathogen lands on a copper surface, especially a dry surface, the INCu2+ will bombard the pathogen like missile, thus preventing the pathogen cells from breathing, exploding holes in the cell membrane or viral envelope, and producing free radicals that promotes killing. Now, in simpler terms, right, it is as if our product right here, the INCu2+, will create tiny little holes inside the virus or bacteria itself, right? And they will plant they will plant a bomb inside of the bacteria and viruses, and the bacteria and viruses will die from the insides by its own. All right. Now, this I want to stress this upon you guys, because this is one of our speciality of our product, the INCu2 Plus. Right. Listen carefully. The INCu2 Plus could destroy both the DNA and RNA inside bacteria or viruses by blocking mutations that can cause super resistant pathogens and live viruses or bacteria. Now, we have already learned that the coronavirus is already beginning mutating, right? For example, the first variant that we've discovered is in United Kingdom, variant Alpha, and then we also discovered variant Beta, Delta, Lambda, and also, if I'm not mistaken, the newest variant is the MU, right? So in order to prevent the coronavirus from mutating into something that is really more dangerous, right? Our product right here can have the capability, right, to destroy both the DNA and RNA, meaning that the virus will not even had the chance to mutate and they will die right there and then. All right, that is one of our specialty of the INCu2 Plus. Now, how can we get the INCu2 Plus to give us air defense, right? Because as you can see right now, the one I'm holding is actually in liquid form. So how can we actually get the INCu2 Plus to give us air defense? Well, the answer is really simple, by using air humidifiers, general humidifiers that you can get either from Shopee, from Lazada, or maybe from your general store. But however, I would really like to recommend the use of our humidifiers, Airborne Life INCu2, that comes in 3 different variants: VIP, Soho, and also Merchant. Why am I recommending this? Well, let's take a closer look at all 3 of the humidifiers, all right? Okay, so for the VIP variant, okay, it comes equipped with the nano-atomization technology, the latest and the best, and it also has a capacity of 2.8 liters, can continuously atomizing up to 8 hours, and can cover a range as impressive of 400 and 600 square feet, right? And then there's also the Soho variant. Also comes equipped with the nano-atomization technology and has the capacity of 3.5 liters that can continuously atomizing up to 12 hours and can cover an area as big as 600 to 800 square feet. And then lastly, we have the Merchant variant. All right, also again comes equipped with the latest, best nano-atomization technology, and the biggest difference that you can see here is the capacity of astounding 6.5 liters that can continuously atomizing up to 20 hours, right? And then it can also atomize to cover a range of 1,500 to 2,000 square feet. And all 3 of our humidifiers came equipped with remote control, meaning that this will give you an easier access to use our humidifiers, right? And then lastly, I would like to stress this on you guys. All 3 of our humidifiers are created with one simple concept in mind, which is to make the humidifiers the best partner for our product, the INCu2 Plus. Why? Because our INCu2 Plus are actually more efficient, more effective with the nano-atomization technology, right? This is because besides it can give you disinfectant purposes, the INCu2 Plus can actually stick on any kind of surfaces, including your walls, your chairs, your tables, right? Your ceilings, your floors, to form a defense, a more lasting defense, right? Now, remember again, I've told you that our product is actually made out of copper, right? Given the longer you use our product, the more layer of protection it's gonna give you, and the longer the effectiveness will last. That it could actually last up to 7 days, ladies and gentlemen, up to 1 whole week. That is how effective and how long that our product can actually last you, all right? Now, let's take a close look at this one, ionic copper shield. So besides sticking to any kind of objects, like I said, to the chairs, to the tables, even to our clothes, the INCu2 Plus can actually also stick to our body, forming a copper ion shield, thus helping us achieve another layer of defense protection, right? So when we use already used our product together with our atomizer. When we breathe in the copper ions in the air, the ions can actually enter our respiratory system, which could then helps to create another protection layer inside of our body. Meaning, the moment you decided to use our product, the INCu2 plus ionic nano-copper technology, it is going to give you two extra layers of protection, one on the outside and one in the inside of your body, to prevent the spread of coronaviruses and any other deadly virus or bacteria, right? That is how good our product is, actually really is. It can give you two kinds of different protection layer, one on the inside and one on the outside. Once again, right, will prevent any kind of bacteria or viruses from entering our immune system. Okay, so now, copper is actually one of the essential trace elements of the human body, widely distributed in the biological tissues of our body, right? Most of which are organic complexes, many of which are ion proteins and functions in the form of enzyme, meaning that the inhalation of copper ions in the air will not cause any harm to the human body, but also has tons of benefits and can give you detoxification purposes, right? So now I would like to highlight the speciality of our product, the Airborne Life INCu2+. Number one, it is scientifically proven, it is safe, non-toxic, and harmless to the human body. Again, we have already gained the recognition, the certification, the validation needed by both the NSF and also the EPA. Again, non-toxic and really harmless to the human body to a certain extent. And even if we accidentally consume it, eat it, or drink it, it will not cause any harm to our body whatsoever, right? And then second, it has already scientifically proven to be effective up to 99.99% of virus killing. Again, it's also already been proven by Institute of Community and Health of University of Malaysia, Sarawak, right? Effectiveness of 99.99%, killing any forms of bacteria or viruses, right? And then currently, we are the only one with the airborne technology, the only disinfectants that also infuse copper technology and also airborne technology, all right? Making us really, really, really unique. And again, our product, since it is made out of copper, and as shown as Beijing Institute of Technology, it can last up to 7 days on any kind of surfaces, giving you that extra protection layer. All right. And then last but not least, it is of course affordable and accessible for every family. Right. Now, I've already told you the benefit of using our product. I've already told you on how copper can actually help us kill virus and inhibits any kind of virus and bacteria. Right. I've already shown you the ways that we actually implement the use of technology and the use of copper and airborne technology in our product. Now, let's talk about prices, right? So for a bottle of 500 milliliter in Peninsular Malaysia, you can get it for as low as 399 ringgit per bottle. Meanwhile, in East Malaysia, Sabah and Sarawak, you can get it for as low as 424 ringgit per bottle, right? Meanwhile, for the 250 milliliter variant, you can get in Peninsular Malaysia for as cheap as 239 ringgit per bottle. And in East Malaysia, Sabah and Sarawak, you can get it for as low as 264 ringgit per bottle. And then last but not least, we also have the 100 milliliter variant, which in Peninsular Malaysia, you can get as low as 19 ringgit per bottle, and East Malaysia, Sabah and Sarawak, you can get it for as cheap as low as 144 ringgit per bottle only. But of course, this is not it. Today, I would like to share you several other promotion packages that our company has also provided, right? Now, without further ado, I share to you the VIP pack promotion pack that you can get for as low as 450 ringgit only. Now, with the 450 ringgit, you will receive 2 bottles of our product, the INCu2+, and we will give you a free FOC Airborne Life VIP Air King 2.8 liters worth 200 ringgit. Now, the total product worth here is actually almost close to 700 ringgit. But again, you can get it today at a discount price, at a promotion price at only 450 ringgit only, right? But that's not all. We also have the Soho promotion package that you could get for as low as cheap as 600 ringgit only, right? With 600 ringgit, you will receive 3 bottles of our product, the INCu2+, And also, we will give you free Airborne Life Soho Air King 3.5 liters worth 250 ringgit, right? Now, the total product worth here is actually almost 1,000 ringgit. But again, like I've told you, I shared with you, right? This is a promotion package that you could get today at only 600 ringgit. Okay, now let's take a look at the user guide together, right? So, according to the company recommendations, a bottle of our product, the INCu2 Plus, could actually last you up to 50 days. Now, with 600 ringgit, you will receive 3 bottles, meaning you will last around 150 days. Now, if we divide it 150 days by 600, meaning one day you will only need to pay up 4 ringgit in ensuring the safety of your family, both your family, friends, and yourself, right? Just 4 ringgit per day, all right? Right, moving on. We also has the merchant promotion package that you can get now at only 1,000 ringgit only today. Okay, now with 1,000 ringgit, you will receive 3 bottles of our product, the INCu2 Plus, and also we will give you free Airborne Life King 6.5 liter worth 280 ringgit, and the total product worth here is actually 1,477 ringgit, but you can get it for as low as 1,000 ringgit on the promotion price. All right. Now, again, let's take a look at the user guide. Okay, so it's the same, right? One bottle of our product, INCu2 Plus, can actually last you up to 50 days, right? With 1,000 ringgit, you will receive 3 bottles, meaning 150 days. So if we divide it 1,000 ringgit with 150 days, meaning a day, you will only need to pay up 6 ringgit and 60 cents only, right? If we want to compare it to our life, in which most certainly we could not put a price tag on our life, right? So why not get this product right now at the promotion pack that you will only need to pay 6 ringgit and 60 cents only per day, right? And last but not least, we also have the mobile defender pack, the newest, latest promotion package that has been promoted by our company, right? With a promotion price of 238 ringgits, right? With 238 ringgits, you will receive 2 bottles of our product, INCu2 Plus, and we will also give you a free gift of Airborne Life Nano Spray Gun worth 99 ringgit, right? So, with that being said, creating a virus and bacteria-free atmosphere today. However, ladies and gentlemen, before I stop this sharing session today, I would like to share a video with you guys, right? However, I would like to remind you that this video may make some of you feel uncomfortable, right? But this is the reality that we're in. This is the reality that we're living in, right? And it is as if it's my responsibility to share it with you guys. Okay, now let's take a look together at this video.
Ampunkan mak. Ampunkan mak ya Allah.
Right, I will cut it short because I don't really have the heart to watch the entire video. Right, so for what happened, for most of you that didn't really understand what happened in the video, it is actually a patient of coronavirus that has already reached a critical level, right? So when doctors figure out that a certain patient has already reached a certain level, that meaning that the patient could no longer live, right? The doctors will call the closest relative, the closest family to bid farewell, to bid goodbye, right? As you can see, they could only manage to bid farewell, say their last words, say their last goodbye through a phone, right? Through a screen, right? So before this thing could actually happen to us, before this actually happens to us, right? Why not get our product right now to prevent this from happening to you and your family, right? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Cikgu Ikma, for your great performance. Okay, and a good sharings on our products. Before we go further for second sessions, here I share with you guys the testimony of our products. Here we go.
I'm Hugh, Dr. Christina's father. He got COVID-19, and the mother got it from her. So after she got the COVID-19, he was so scared that he called the private agency to test us. So the private agency came and tested us, and I found I'm negative, and my wife positive, then my son girlfriend negative, and the husband, Christina's husband, positive. Why I didn't get it? Because of this product, my daughter recommended me to inhale this product. So when I'm free, I used to inhale this. This is a very good product. You see, it synthesizes the airborne virus. During this quarantine time, I find that my family, my daughter, my wife, my son-in-law, all okay, all very healthy, look healthy, nothing happened to them. I trust on this product. That's why I test negative, twice, 3 times negative.
Okay, the second one I'm going to share in Bahasa Malaysia.
Hai, saya Muhammad Samsul bin Ismail, umur 37 tahun. Saya nak kongsi sikit pasal COVID lah. Lepas isteri saya disahkan positif COVID, saya jalani ujian swab dan saya pun disahkan positif. Saya start kuarantin pada 8 hari bulan sehingga 18 hari bulan. Dan saya pergi Shah Alam, ambil keputusan lah. Alhamdulillah, semua okey. Masa kuarantin dalam 10 hari di rumah, semua rasa pada badan semua okey, sihat, tak ada tanda-tanda, semua okey lah. Dan saya kuarantin pada 8 hari bulan sehingga 18, selama 10 hari di rumah, dan saya menggunakan produk ni selama 10 hari. Alhamdulillah okey. Memang dia membantu pernafasan, semua sedap lah. Memang selesa lah duduk kat rumah. Dan saya pun ada 3 orang kawan yang kena COVID, yang positif, tapi tak menggunakan produk ni lah. Diorang ada simptom seperti demam, susah bernafas, dan deria bau tiada. Tapi saya menggunakan produk ni, Alhamdulillah semua okey lah. Nafas, makan, semua ada rasa, bau, semua deria, semua fungsi dengan baik. Alhamdulillah okey.
大家好，我是丽萍，我今年43岁，我是一名小贩。在9月8号，我的隔壁档口的工人2个确诊新冠肺炎。我在9月10号觉得自己不舒服，我有头痛、喉咙痛，还有骨头痛。然后我就去佛摩西药房买 COVID test 来验，验到2条线。在明天我再去买多一次来验多一次，也是2条线。我是通过朋友介绍我这个产品 INCu2 Plus， 我会每天放在鼻子前面嗅，我还会把这个喷雾器放在我的房间里。几天过后，我去仁爱药房 clinic 去做 PCR 检查，隔天早上报告出来了，医生说我没有中 COVID-19， 我很开心。然后我要谢谢我的朋友介绍我用这个产品，我也要谢谢这个产品公司 INCu2 Plus Airborne Life 公司救了我，谢谢。
想了解更多关于产品，请联系我们。